Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I having a great guy. You can say community friend of mine, Siddharth Dayalwal, and he is an internet prograde and also mentor at MLH. And he is an organizer of many hackathons. And I love you, bro. You are doing so much great in community. And if I'm missing out something, you can say the intro. You can give an intro from yourself also, bro.
Thanks a lot, Karthik. It was like a wonderful introduction. I liked a lot. And yeah, hey guys, thanks a lot for joining in. And myself, Siddharth Dayalwal. So currently, I'm an intern at ProGate and I'm a hackathon enthusiast. I've been to more than 40 hackathons so far with different roles. And my love for hackathons is to the next level. I love interacting with people and talking to them on daily basis, and engaging with community events and interacting with people is all I do on daily basis. So yeah, that is who I am.
So first of all, let's start with your journey, bro. How you started, like how you kick started with your journey. Just give on that.
There were talking about journey, there are different aspects when I talk about to be in specific. So if I talk about community journey, the starting of my community journey, so I would say when I entered my college, I was much curious about all those technical stuffs, and a group of people meeting together at one place
Yeah.
and discussing something and exploring things. So I was much curious about those things. And when I entered my college, I was like, I want to do such things and I want to get indulged into all such activities.
Yeah, bro.
So I tried to explore all those things. And what I did was, in my very first year, the entire my entire first year, I used to go to each and every community events,
Mm.
workshops, conferences, wherever it would be. Like, if it would be from like far away from my city, I would travel and go. So I
Yeah.
attended as much as I could, and whichever they were in my reach. So I attended everywhere. So attending all those events, I observed and and understood that the community is helping a lot of people out there, and it is more to what you think there is, right?
Mm.
So that is when I got an idea, got an exposure, to be precise. And that's when I decided that I want to contribute from myself as well. So I started with my local city communities, and I started attending events. I volunteered there. I contributed in any way possible, and slowly and gradually I tried to get involved in different communities
Yeah.
around the India, and then expanded myself to various other communities from other countries as well.
Yeah.
And due to this pandemic, I got that boost as well, so I could connect sitting just by at my home. I could connect to as many people as I can. So this has been the journey right from my first year, and today I am like more than part of more than 25 or 30 communities at the moment. So that is really like a good thing for me and for others as well, because I'm loving what I'm doing at the moment, and I'm really enjoying that.
And my question is next to you. Like, I think you are from Gujarat, Vadodara. According to I have seen your profile. So, when I comparing to my place, like I am came from the Durg, which is a very a small town in Chhattisgarh, you can say. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Even as I'm comparing from my, you can say state. In my state, community trend is not here. You can
Mm-hmm.
say I'm bringing from my community which I created. So, according to you, like you came from, if I'm comparing Vadodara and Durg, or you can say Raipur only, by comparing it, the community trend is not here. So, what you think? What we are lacking? Like, why people are not interested in community here? What do you think, bro?
Yeah, so like when we particularly talk about engagement of a community, or having an active community at a various place.
Yeah,
So what I see to it as, for example, taking my city Vadodara. So
yeah,
there was a day when there were no active tech communities in my city as well. So
okay,
I know that was like years back, but
yeah,
it's not the case right now.
yeah,
So you see, it is not a task of one day. It's not a job
mm,
of one day. It takes time, right? And
yeah,
it's not that we just can't expect thousands and thousands of numbers
mm,
in a
yeah,
single week or in a single day to
yeah,
come together and talk about different things.
yeah,
Because when growing any community, or when developing or building any community, it takes time, it takes efforts. And most importantly, it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality. It's
mm,
about the activeness of that community. It's about the engagement that community is creating. It's
mm,
about opportunities that people like community leaders or the community members are bringing at a single place. So it's all about, mutual understanding, and not all about, someone having a dictatorship or
Hmm.
someone guiding someone, or
Yep.
a few folks are obeying someone's said words. So it's not like that.
Hmm.
Talking about a city where community is not growing at the moment, it's just it's just a one moment of time when you require that group of people, that dedicated group of people who can,
Hmm.
take the initiative and start at least with 5 to 6 people. It all starts small, right? So for example, Karthike, you are there, you might be having few friends, so
Hmm.
you thought of starting a community. It
Yeah.
can be any community, it can be any program related community oriented, like different companies are providing with different student programs.
Hmm.
So maybe you can opt for that and make build a community around that as well. If
Yeah.
not, you can make your own community, and you can, invite your friends, your colleagues, your relations, the persons in your relations, right? You can call them over, you can talk to them, you can tell them what your main area of interest is, and this is how it grows. This is how it will become five. Those five friends will talk about this particular thing to their friends.
Hmm.
If those people would see something, good happening in this group of five people, they will
Yeah.
also join. If they see opportunities coming with this way, they will also join, right? So
Hmm.
this is how slowly and gradually it goes, and it grows all together with weeks, with months, and with different years. So it takes time.
So main questions like what do you think about the hackathon? Like obviously you are an organizer at multiple about like 20 plus hackathons and 40 plus hackathons. So first year has came to in my college recently in you can say in last few week. So they are asking about sir like DSC vows happened. Okay, is happening I
Hmm.
think so. They are so everyone is knowing sir I'm know nothing about anything and I'm knowing like any tech stack doesn't know about anything. So as a
Hmm.
beginner like what you can say a motivational tip for them, like if you are in the first year you can also do it. So what are your tips, like is first year is able to do or crack the hackathon?
See, when talking about hackathons are not any J or a
Yeah.
board level exam that you need to crack, or any government exams. Of course, it's like a hackathon is a big term, but
Yeah.
it's like a myth that first year students or beginners cannot participate, or to be precise, crack that
Yeah.
hackathon. But it's not that thing. I would say when I started with my hackathon journey, I was in my very first year,
Yeah.
and way back in February 2019, I attended my first hackathon that was in Ahmedabad, Gujarat,
Yeah.
and that was pretty new thing for me. I wasn't knowing any tech stack at that moment of time. I was only knowing basics which I learned in my college classrooms, and
Mhm.
the things which I learned from my high school, right?
Yeah.
So I was having a knowledge of basic programming, and
Hmm.
not even any higher tech stacks like React or JavaScript or machine learning or
Hmm.
blockchain, nothing, right? But my focus was just to explore things, just
Hmm.
to go and experience the environment.
Hmm.
That was my main focus. And when I entered and when I registered for the hackathon, I
Hmm.
went. The hackathon was for 24 hours. I along with my team built something, and at the end of the day, we were the first runner up at the hackathon. Now, we didn't expect it to win. We
Yeah.
were there just for learning, just for experience.
Yeah.
But during that time period of 24 hours, we got to learn a lot many things. We met
Hmm. Yeah.
people. There were mentors. We asked our doubts. We solved our doubts, and eventually we ended up making a
Hmm.
project, making a hack that could win the hackathon.
Hmm.
So never think that you are a beginner, never think that you don't know anything. There's always an opportunity waiting for you somewhere, and it's just that you need to grab it, and make sure that you take initiative by yourself.
So you can say if I'm just comparing for the hackathon one, so many students like sir उसको ज़्यादा आता है मेरे से मतलब he has done something in a college and doesn't even know nothing about the C programming, the basic C programming. So
Mhm.
like I know nothing. So will I able to participate in hackathon? Like in my if I created the team in team only, nobody know about any programming or any
Mhm.
how to build a website, basic website also. So what is the point of view, like how you can say the tip motivation tip for that?
Yeah, see, this happens many a times when I attend any hackathon as a mentor, as a
Hmm.
speaker. So I observe that people are uh, watching others and feeling as if they are not enough, or they are not capable enough of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But you see, at the moment, every people is different. Everyone has different skills. Everyone has different mindsets, and
Yeah.
not everyone is coming from a same set of background,
Hmm.
right? So that's the thing. Here you need to make yourself apart from those whom you are observing. So at this moment of time, what you can do is you can think of what you have your capability as.
Hmm.
Think of what skills do you have. In spite of comparing yourself with others, you need to observe and you need to find your particular skills. And
Hmm.
when you'll find that, you'll eventually end up doing something that is solely based on your interest and solely based on what you know.
Hmm.
And this is when you'll stand apart from others. So I would say just observe people, learn from others' mistakes, learn from others, but never compare yourself,
Hmm.
because that person have done different things and you are different person altogether, right? So that's the thing.
You can say there will be syndrome created by many, like he is doing other and he's doing amazing and
Yeah,
I'm nothing. From the same point of view, like many of the people like in my batch only, they are saying like by applying in hackathon, can it creates an opportunity like for any internship, you can say, or any opportunity from, so whatever you on that.
definitely. You know, when you take part in any of the hackathon, there are different mentors coming in, there are different hackers from various places joining you. There
Yeah.
are speakers, there are sponsors, there are representatives and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So when you interact with them, when you share your ideas, share your views, you build a connection, right?
Yeah.
And this is how you will end up with getting opportunities. For example, I am conversing with a mentor, right? At the moment I am a mentor and I am conversing with my fellow mentor on a voice channel on Discord or maybe on a call.
Hmm.
Now we are conversing and we are just sharing our experiences,
Hmm.
and we are sharing what we did in past months, what how is pandemic going on. It's just a normal conversation.
Hmm.
But but notice that I'm connecting with my fellow mentor, right?
Yep.
Now when I'm connecting, I'm sharing my ideas. Now he's also sharing my ideas.
Hmm.
Now coming days in the future, if there's an opportunity I get, for example, there's a need of a blockchain developer intern at
Hmm.
X and Y, XYZ company.
Hmm.
Now I remember that mentor is well experienced with blockchain. He
Hmm.
mentioned that he was working past 3 months on 3 projects based on blockchain. So I would definitely recommend that company, his name, right? Isn't it? So this is one opportunity created. In the same way, there are many. For example, sponsors are coming in. You can get connected with sponsor representatives.
Yeah.
Tell them what you're working on. Tell them your skills. Tell them your experience. Ask those people if they are looking for some persons in their company as an intern or as a full time a
Yeah.
job or something. And this is how you make your presence feel in front of those people
Hmm.
who are in the industry, who are recruiting such people as an intern, as a full-time job, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Here is where you find opportunities with respect to internships, with respect to jobs. Other than that, there are various opportunities like organizing events. You'll end up getting experience of how to organize an event,
Yeah.
how to manage people,
Hmm.
host workshops. For example, there's a speaker in a hackathon, and maybe after listening his talk or his session, you feel
Hmm.
so much inspired by that person
Yeah.
that you end up having that person as your mentor, as your
Hmm.
the person whom you follow.
Yeah.
So you never know how you end up getting opportunities. There are n number of ways you can get opportunities in various ways. And I would say it again, it's just that you need to be a good observant, and you need to seek for opportunity. It's not that opportunity will come to you. You need
Yeah.
to grab it at the right moment, at the right time. So that's the thing.
The main point also, like you are very related to DevRel, you can say. I can say that you are more into DevRel. So networking is a very important part of, you can say, a DevRel. So in hackathon point of view, you also know networking is a, you can say, a major part of like many people participating for like learning new skill, but networking is also a great thing. But when I comparing in my town, you can say, many people I me if someone are working on like scale, so they are saying why should I network with somebody, or what I will give. Basically they are saying what I benefit, what I get benefit from them, basically.
Hmm.
So what is the point of view, like networking is important or not according to you?
Definitely, it's important part, and wherever you go, if you meet like-minded people, won't you talk with them? For example, I'm a gamer. Let's take this example in the form of a gamer, because many of the people today in today's world is do play games, right?
Yeah.
Now if I'm a gamer, I play PUBG, right?
Yeah.
I'm visiting any college or visiting any place where
Hmm.
I meet different people of same age or same background or same experience, and if I get to know that the same person is playing PUBG, what
Hmm.
will I do at the first place? I will ask him what level you are, or have you done the dinner or chicken dinner or not, right?
Yeah.
So this is just a basic example in the terms of PUBG. At the
Yeah.
same place, when you get to meet a lot of like-minded people who are working in your technology with same
Yeah.
background, having some experience, won't you think or won't you feel like connecting with them? Won't you think that learning from them can help you enhance your capabilities?
Yep.
At the same time, won't you feel that if that person is my friend, is in my connections, won't you won't you think that that can ultimately help you or your community members or the second person itself in some or the other way?
Yeah.
So it's just about making connections and building up them. It's not just, you have made connection and that's all. It's not about that. It's about long term connectivity. And it's also about, for example, if I am attending any event, I have met few people. What will I do? At the same very moment, I'll try to make the connections in a way, like
Hmm.
in a social aspect. For
Yep.
example, I'll find that person on LinkedIn, or I'll ask him that
Hmm.
send me your LinkedIn profile. I'll get connected with him,
Yep.
so I can see his activities, he can see my activities, and this way we can get connected. And maybe after a few months, after a few years, if there comes an opportunity where we get to meet again, so
Yep.
at that moment of time we could be more informal, and we
Hmm.
know that we met earlier, and we can, catch up again, and how you are doing, sharing that care, sharing that affection is really
Yeah.
helpful, and that helps you making motivated. And it
Hmm.
it also at the same time, when, for example, failure comes in each and everyone's life,
Yep.
right? Even in my life, failure have come many a times. But when you fail, there are these people, the community members, the connections you make. There
Hmm.
are these people who will back you up, who will help you out to come out of that failure, right? So
Yep.
these are the people. So there are such many, like lot many cases where you can, have your connections in more advantageous way, I would say. So
Hmm.
it's definitely important to make connections wherever you go.
Okay, so more point we can say the DevRel part. Like, what do you think? What is the future of community manager at India in India basically? Because
Hmm.
many people like those who are from CSE or IT or who are going into you can say in a programming field, they are saying
Hmm.
only developer is the only career to get a high paid job. So what do you think? Is there a good future of community manager at India? Because in community management basically there is a you can say a create a picture of like community management is like a free kind of job. You have to work free in the community. And so because in Indians you can say in every podcast like with Aditya and Yash, I have like a paisa to milna chahiye wala point. So what do you think, what is the future of community management in India?
See, first of all, those who are thinking that there's not money
Yeah.
in community management or any, community driven roles,
Yeah.
so that is a myth. There is a lot of money in the pool, so it's
Yeah.
not that thing. If you are thinking that it's just a free of cost,
Yeah.
but for the people who are serving the community, who are contributing the community without expecting any result,
Yeah.
so you might have met those people. And if you might have met those people in your life, and then you are thinking that there is no money and it's like free ka, you know
Yeah.
samaj seva. So
Yeah.
you have met right set of people, and you will see in the future growing them, right?
Hmm.
So that's the thing. So you have seen those people in the early stages. When
Hmm.
I talk about, all those community driven roles, so what as per my experience, I would tell that I have seen people contributing like regardless of any, expectation.
Yeah.
They are not expecting anything,
Yeah.
and they are just contributing. At the
Yeah.
same way, my motto, my main focus is just to contribute to the community.
Yeah.
It can be in any way possible. I can write blogs, I can make content for the
Mm.
community, I can help people solve their doubts, I can get on a call with them to solve their
Yeah.
queries. It can be a congratulation message. It can be anything. It can be from smallest to the biggest. It can be
Mm.
organizing events. It can be speaking somewhere. It can be anything. So it's just all about contributing for the community, for uplifting the community and helping your community members. And at the
Uh,
same time, when we talk about future of all such roles in India, to be precise,
yeah.
so I would say away from India, like in all the foreign countries, there is a lot of scope for the same. But when talking about India, it's slowly gradually growing, because when we go back, like back in 2 years back,
Mm.
5 years, there were not such roles
Yeah.
in the companies. And you know the MNC company started with such roles. And then observing that different other product based companies also
Mm.
started with the same roles, because nowadays what companies are main focusing on is community development rather than marketing and sales, all such things. This is what I have observed.
Yeah.
And when different companies all together, like product based companies or any tech companies or MNCs, when they are shifting to community based growth, right?
Yeah.
So at that moment of time, they would require such persons who can know their community, know the culture around the company,
Mm.
and at the same time can help developers, or I
Yeah.
would say community members, to join that company as a user,
Mm.
or as a person who is working there, right? So with all such opportunities, there will be also case of different programs coming up
Mm.
by the company side. So who will be handling all such things? It
Yeah.
won't be a person who is coding, right? So
Mm.
there must be a person who is good at community building, who is good at community management, right?
Yeah.
So there is when all such roles comes into the picture. And believe me, company do pay a high scale money to all such people, because this is where the actual user base is developing. This is
Mm.
where people will get involved with the
Mm.
community or with the company, to be precise, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. And talking about different roles, community management, developer advocate, DevRel, so all those are different with some different features. Like when there's a tech company, there comes DevRel, developer advocate. If there's a company like Google or
Mm.
some other startups, it also comes like community management, where they
Yeah.
only solely focus on people getting joining the company. Also there are like roles like program managers and all such
Mm.
stuff. So as I said, the future is obviously bright. It's just that you need to grab the right right opportunity at the right moment of time, because it's not that every day such job role
Opportunity.
opening is there,
Yeah.
right? So that's the thing.
Okay, so you can say the joining question of this part. You can say, in community management, you say like coding one. Like many of my, you can say, junior has told me, just this ask this question from the sir. Siddharth sir, is that like we didn't interested in like we are interested in coding, but we are not interested in too much depth in DSL Go. Like many MNCs want DSL Go, who are good competitive programmer. You can
Hmm.
say, also we have done some contribution, but in very small project, not in a big project. So is a coding a very a requirement in community management? Like according to you, is a coding, or you can say development, you can say development part, like I am not good at that development and not good at like
Hmm.
development, so can I become a community manager if I am good in building the community?
Yep. So it's like, it totally depends on what your target is. For example, if I'm talking about any company who is solely focused on product based, and the product is based on, some technology. For
Yeah.
example, let's take an example of Auth Zero company, right?
Hmm.
Now, if you want to uh, apply for a job or for a role that is like developer advocate or something related to DevRel for the particular company, now
Hmm.
you at least need to know the technology that that particular company is using, and
Hmm.
you need to know how the API works, how you
Hmm.
can integrate those things with your product, how the engineering works over there, right?
Yeah.
Unless and until you won't know all such things with respect to the coding background, you
Hmm.
won't be able to help developers solve their queries, you won't be able to help developers guide their path,
Yeah.
right? At the same time, if you are applying for the same role in a marketing based company, right?
Hmm.
So over that time you are more focused on community building, over the marketing strategy,
Hmm.
and over how things end up, at the end of the day, by gathering the community people or building it all together, right?
Yeah.
So there are different sets of companies, and with respect to each of the company, the roles, the responsibilities differ.
Hmm.
So it is like based on what the background of the company actually is, and what are the requirements of the company, and what are the day to day tasks, and
Hmm.
what are the people or users or community members, you know using with respect to that company.
Yep.
So
Okay.
it is all dependent.
So the new question you can say, how to become an MLS mentor.
So with respect to MLH Mentor, you can directly, apply for the same. There's
Yeah.
a form for applying for the MLH Summer League Mentor. It's not MLH Mentor to be precise.
Yeah.
MLH is hosting Summer League events every weekend. So
Okay.
it's the mentor for those particular events, MLH Summer League events. So
Yep.
these are the hackathons happening each weekend by MLH themselves.
Yeah.
So there's a form circulated by the MLH coach. So you
Yeah.
can apply, you can fill out that form, and if you are selected, you'll get a notification via mail.
Okay. So, and more precise, like, can you more dive deep into like the internship at community management? Like you are interning at ProGate. So
Mhm.
basically, what is the workflow? Like what you guys need to do as an intern?
So talking about in general, not about particularly in Progate,
Yeah.
but whenever, as I said earlier as well, when you talk about any community driven roles, it's just that how much you do for the community.
Yep.
It's the way you are connecting with people,
Hmm.
helping organizers, helping community members, help them kickstart their journey with irrespective of, like, it can be coding, it can be programming, it can be, hosting events, it can be managing or handling different things. You are helping them doing that thing. You are, as a community people, as a community leader, you are creating content for your community. You are creating blogs, you are writing all such things, you are creating video content,
Yeah.
right? For example, if you are a community leader for a particular company, you are going as a speaker, right?
Yeah.
So these are all the things. It's just solely focused on community and the development of the company at the end of the day.
Okay.
So yes, this is all about it. And there are like different aspects as well, there are different roles, there are like minor things as well. And this is what you'll able to, experience when you'll end up doing something with
Hmm.
respect to the community. It's
Hmm.
just that feeling, it's just about the thing that you observe or you feel when you're working or when you're, doing such tasks.
Yeah.
So that is like, that cannot be expressed in words, right? Of
Yeah.
course. So that's the thing.
Like it's kind of like I am handling my community here, so it's kind of very fun. I think like it can become a job. Like I will be a like in a 7-9 cloud, you can say. So yeah, so the last question of this podcast: what are the tips for the beginners apart from you, like from your experience? Like this you did not do, like I have do this thing in very well, in a very wrong manner, or I have done this thing totally wrong. So what are your tips for the beginners? Like you did this but not did this. So yeah, what is the
Mhm.
tips for that?
Yeah, so I would say tips for beginners in general, not, anyone for coding background or anyone from non-coding background. I would say in general. So first and foremost thing is like, keep believing in yourself, and don't think that you are doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Just follow your interest. Never, of course, listen to others, but always do what you feel like doing good. Like whenever you feel that you are doing something bad and you are not feeling good about it, don't do it. Do what your mind says, do what your heart says. Just keep believing in yourself. First thing foremost is that only, which I, advise everyone who talk with me. Second thing is that whatever you are doing, just give your 100%. It's about it's about you are dedicating your time, your efforts, your energy at some place. So why not make 100% use of it at the same time? It's not that you are doing for just sake of doing it, or someone has told you to do that thing. You are doing by your wish.
Hmm.
So make it count, right? So that's the thing. And also, if you are a person who wants to explore everything, then definitely go for it. Explore everything. Only then you will come to know that what your actual interest or where your actual interest lies to, right?
Yeah.
So definitely try everything, and then end up doing what you are interested or most interested into. And never lose hope, because failures will come. and it will come a lot many times, and this is the time when you'll grow
mm,
stronger and build yourself up. Whenever failure comes, you need to make sure that you are learning from that failure and not demoralizing yourself,
mm,
because it's really very important for a person to not get scared from their failures, because failures are the thing that will teach you in a better way than success.
mm,
And also, keep observing your surrounding, keep observing the people around you, what they are doing on daily basis. Learn from them. It's not about any ego, it's not about any superiority complex. It's just that you are being humble from your end, from your heart, and you are helping people, you are motivating them, and at the same time you are also learning something or the other. It can be your elder, it can be younger from you as well. It's
mm,
just all about learning and never criticizing people for what they are doing, because you never know what story they have, right?
mm,
So just focus on yourself, help as much as you can do, because someone or somewhere there will be a person who will be helping you out, right?
mm,
So you also, as a person, as a human, should help everyone around yourself. And one more thing at the end, I would say, just do what you want to do and never expect the result out of it. Of course, result is a part of planning process, but only focusing on the result is not what I advise people. Just do your hard work, just do your smart work, and dedicate yourself fully to what you are doing, and the result would automatically come out of it, right? So that's the thing, and that's what I all want to say. And at the end, thanks a lot, Karthike, for having me on your podcast. I
it's a
hope you
great
had a
session,
great
bro.
time, and
And
everyone
someday,
who
like
joined us today as well.
someday we will bring you as a speaker in my community too, and like you have a panel discussion, like have a decided for the hackathon for those who didn't know about anything. And I will ping all the social media handles of Sid in description box. You can check out, and you can go to his you can follow him, and you can ask if you have any doubts with him. He's a very good guy. Give all the advice that he suffered from, you can say. Or you have any doubts, you can reach out to him in Twitter, LinkedIn, and most probably, yeah. So let's end this session, and bye bye guys. Meet you in the next podcast.